Welcome back to the Friendly Tutor. In today's video, we will take a quick look at the summary of Maya Angelou's moving poem, When Great Trees Fall, which beautifully captures the silence, sorrow, and strength that follow the loss of someone truly great. Maya Angelou was a powerful and influential American poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist. Known for her lyrical style and emotional depth, her poetry often explored themes of identity, resilience, racism, love, and womanhood. Drawing from her own life experiences, Angelou's voice was bold, honest, and deeply human. Her most famous works like Still I Rise and Phenomenal Woman celebrate Black pride and female strength. Angelou's writing style blended rhythm, repetition, and rich imagery, making her poetry accessible yet profound. She was not just a poet, but a voice of empowerment, dignity, and hope across generations. When great trees fall, the forest changes, not with noise or fire, but with silence. Everything that was once vibrant seems to hold its breath. Insects cease their hum, birds their song. Small creatures withdraw, no longer curious, but stunned. They do not understand the loss in words, but they feel it in the shift of air, in the trembling earth beneath them. It is as if something sacred has ended. The fallen tree lies heavy, roots exposed, once towering and alive, now still, yet powerful in its absence. The forest does not grieve in human tears, it grieves in quiet, in the hush that follows a giant's fall. And though no one speaks, all things living recognize the loss, for when greatness departs from the world, whether in nature or in spirit, those left behind feel the echo, like a tremor in the bones. Even the air seems to change, holding on to something that is no longer there. In this stillness, a reverence grows, a recognition that something immense, something that once shaped life itself, is gone. When great souls die, their passing is not a single moment. It is a series of ripples, stretching quietly through everything they ever touched. The room feels larger now, but not because it has grown. It is the emptiness, the absence, that has expanded. A chair turned slightly, a half-read book, the fading scent in the air. These remnants become sacred. They whisper stories of presence now past. Those who lived bound to their light feel unmoored, as if some deep thread of their being has been gently severed. And it isn't just the heart that grieves, it is memory, spirit, reality itself. The world no longer looks the same because they are no longer in it, and yet, though they are gone, their essence lingers. In the stillness, in the light, in the soft breath of remembrance. The weight of their departure presses gently on those who remain, not to crush, but to remind. We were shaped by them. Their loss reshapes us again. Great souls do not simply live. They change the air, they widen the silence, and for a time the world feels paused, listening for a voice it will never hear again. Our minds, once shaped by their radiance, begin to falter in their absence. We were not just influenced by them, we were made better, brighter, more aware because they existed. Their presence did not merely light a room, it transformed how we saw the world. Their wisdom informed our decisions, their joy lifted our burdens, and their strength gave us courage. And now, as they depart, something in us dims. The light that once shone into the corners of our lives begins to recede, and in that darkness we stumble. But even in grief, their impact remains. Their laughter echoes in our memory. Their touch lives on in every act of kindness we give. Every word of comfort we speak, they are gone and yet not gone. They have entered a place where they can no longer be seen but always be felt. The radiance they share doesn't vanish. It lingers like sunlight in dust, floating silently in the air around us. We are who we are because of them, and though the sharpness of their absence cuts deep, the warmth of their light continues to shape us, quietly, constantly, eternally. Their kindness was never loud. It didn't ask for attention or seek reward. But it was always there, steady and unwavering, like a distant light on the hills. something you could look forward when the night grew dark. In their lifetime, their compassion moved like wind over wheat fields, subtle but full of grace. And now, even in their absence, that light glows on, not in blazing spectacle, but in quiet brilliance. The world, which once took their presence for granted, now sees how their kindness was a beacon, a guidepost, a shelter. The light on the hill becomes a symbol, not of their loss, but of what they gave. We remember the warmth in their voice, the gentleness in their eyes, the way they lifted others even when they carried burdens of their own. Their love was quiet, but it endures. We carry it now, in our actions and choices. We look to that distant light, and it reminds us of what we must become: gentle, giving, and human. For kindness, once given truly, never dies. It becomes the sun rising after grief. It becomes the soft light that shows us the way forward. When great souls die, we are broken open. At first, there is only the ache, the raw wound of separation, the sharpness of absence. We flounder in the quiet, unsure if we can ever return to who we were. But time, like rain over scorched earth, begins to soften the edges. Slowly something remarkable begins to happen. Peace, not the peace of forgetting, but of understanding. In the garden of their memory, new life begins to grow. Flowers bloom not because we have moved on, but because we have moved through. Their presence, once physical, becomes spiritual, woven into everything beautiful we still hold. The pain becomes gentler, the silence becomes sacred. We feel them again, not in voice or form, but in the stillness that speaks, in the breeze that stirs our hearts. Great souls do not truly leave. Their essence transforms into peace, a living peace that plants itself in our sorrow and blossoms into strength. And in this peace, we begin to see the world again, not as it was, but as they would have wanted it to be, whole, tender, full of life. Eventually, we arrive at something deeper than grief: gratitude. Our senses, though altered, awaken once more. We hear the world again, not with the same ears, but with a fuller heart. The sharpness of pain softens into memory, and memory into meaning. We whisper, quietly at first, then with growing strength, they existed. Not as a mere fact, but as a foundation. They existed. And because they did, we are not the same. They taught us, shaped us, loved us. We learned to stand taller because they knelt to lift us. Their lives became roadmaps, and even now, their absence lights our path. We can be better, not because it is easy, but because they showed us how. They existed, and that changed everything. So we carry forward, not in denial of their death, but in celebration of their life. We step into the light, their legacy wrapped around our shoulders like a cloak woven from memory, strength, and love. We walk forward, not alone, but better, for they existed.